Okay, this first one, find the common ratio or difference in each sequence. So if you look at this one is going up 4. It's adding 4. So I'm going to write plus 4. So if I do 13 plus 4, I get 17. 17 plus 4 is 21. Okay, this one, it looks like I'm going down 7, down 7, down 7. So this is my subtracting 7. So the next two terms are going to be 72 and 65. Okay, this one I'm dividing by 2. So I'm going to write divide by 2, or it's the same thing as multiplying by 1/2. So the next two terms are going to be negative 15 and negative 7.5, because you divide negative 30 by 2 and you get negative 15. Negative 15 by 2 and you get negative 7.5. This one, the common ratio or difference, it looks like you're multiplying by negative 3. So negative 27 times negative 3 is positive 81. And then 81 times 3 is 243. So it's negative 243. In the next part, determine if the sequences are arithmetic, geometric, or neither. So first I'm going to check arithmetic right here. So to see if it's arithmetic, I do 21 minus 17, 17 minus 13, 13 minus 9. And this number is 4, this is 4, this is 4. So all of these numbers are the same, so it's going to be arithmetic. Then the next one, I check if it's arithmetic. So I do 2 minus 20, 20 minus 1, 1 minus 10. These numbers are not all the same, so it's not arithmetic. Now I'm going to do geometric. So I do 2 divided by 20, 20 divided by 1, 1 divided by 10. So this is 0.1, this is 20, and this is 0.1. These are not all the same, so it's not geometric. So the answer is neither. And this one I subtract, so I do negative 1 minus negative 2, negative 2 minus negative 4, negative 4 minus negative 8, and I get different numbers, so it's not arithmetic. So then I divide, so I do negative 1 divided by negative 2, negative 2 divided by negative 4, negative 4 divided by negative 8, and they're all 1/2. So they're all 1/2, so it has to be geometric. Okay, the next part is graphing. So remember that if you have an x squared term, it's going to be a parabola. So if it's positive, it opens up. If there's a negative in front of the x squared, it's going to open down. If you have an absolute value, it's going to open up and make a V. And if it's negative absolute value, it's going to open down and make a V. So to complete each table, what you do is we're going to plug in these numbers for x. Remember, when you're plugging in negatives, you put a parentheses in. So it's 1/2 times negative 2 squared plus 2. 1/2 times negative 1 squared plus 2. 1/2 times 0 squared plus 2. 1/2 times 1 squared plus 2. 1/2 times 2 squared plus 2. So these numbers are your x values and your coordinates. These numbers are your y values. So this one's going to be 4. This one's going to be 2.5. This one's going to be 2. this one's going to be 2.5, and this one's going to be 4. So you're going to graph negative 2, 4. So to graph negative 2, 4, you go left 2, up 4, and make a dot. And then the next one you do negative 1, 2.5, then 0, 2, 1, 2.5, and 2, 4. So remember, when you connect them, you got to make them look like a parabola. This one's going to look like a V. So again, I'm going to plug in the absolute value of negative 2 minus 3, absolute value of negative 1 minus 3, absolute value of 0 minus 3, absolute value of 1 minus 3, absolute value of 2 minus 3. So I'm going to have my x's are going to be negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. And then my y's are going to be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 2, and negative 1. Remember, when you take the absolute value, this turns into a positive. So it's 2 minus 3, 1 minus 3. So now I'm going to plot negative 2, negative 1. Left 1, left, or down 2. Over 0, down 3. Over 1, down 2. Over 2, down 1. And I make them into a V. So remember, this is going to make a V shape, not curvy. And then tell whether each of the following is a monomial, binomial, or trinomial. This has 2 terms, so this is a binomial. This is 1 term, so it's a monomial. And this has 3 terms, so it's a trinomial. And then we're going to evaluate. So we're going to plug in 2 parentheses negative 3 times 2. So negative 6 times 2 is negative 12. Negative 3 squared minus 2. Negative 3 squared is a positive 9. 9 minus 2 is 7. 3 minus negative 3 times 2. Do negative 3 times 2 first, which is negative 6. This is going to be a negative, and this is going to be a negative. 2 negatives make a positive, so it's 9. And then simplify each sum or difference. So when you have parentheses, you don't need these parentheses when you're adding, so you're going to copy down the exact same problem and then combine like terms. 2a squared and 1a squared is 3a squared. 1a and 3a is 4a. 1 and 7 is 8. And then 11, you have pluses again. So I'm just going to copy m squared minus 5m minus 4 plus 3m squared plus 3m minus 10. So 1m squared and 3m squared is 4m squared. Negative 5m and 3m is negative 2m. Negative 10 and negative 4 is negative 14. And this one is plus 2, so you're going to do 3x squared minus x plus x squared minus 2x plus 6. So 3x squared and 1x squared is 4x squared. Negative x and negative 2x is negative 3x. And then, I don't know why I copied this one wrong. It should be negative 4. So negative 4 and negative, so I have a minus 2x, and the negative 6 and negative 4 is 2. And then now you have subtraction. So you're going to change the second part to opposite. So it's going to be 7p squared minus 5p plus 2. Now change this to a negative 3p squared. change this to a negative 2p, change this to a negative 4. So now you have 4p squared minus 7p minus 2. So when this is negative, you need to make each one of these opposite. So I have 10w squared minus 6 minus 7w squared plus 3w minus 5. So this is going to be 3w squared plus 3w minus 11. And this last one, you copy down the first part. And this is going to be an opposite opposite. So negative 3x, positive 9y. So my x's together and my y's together. And then use the distributive property. So this is going to be 2a squared. A times a is a squared, but you can put 1s right here, plus 5a. So 1 right here. So it's going to be negative 30y to the 5th plus 18y cubed. And there's a 1 right here, so it's 12c3 minus 4c squared. So 1 right here, 1 right here. So 3x cubed plus 9x squared minus 15x. And the last one, you find the greatest common factor to write as multiplying two factors. So you're going to add parentheses in. So if I look at 4 and 6, the highest number that I can divide it by is 2. And both of these don't have an x. So the only greatest common factor is just 2. So it's going to be 2x minus 3. In this one, the greatest common factor is 3. And then I can take out an x minus plus. So 3x times x squared is 3x squared. 3x times 3x is 9x squared. The last one's going to be 2.